the tires, actually increase the tires' efficiency, and give you extra mileage. I've had this car for over a year now, and I live in Minnesota, where it's super cold, and the battery, it has about an 84-mile battery range, like average. In the winter, it is closer to probably about 60. I can't get upwards of 100, maybe 120, but I'm not going above 50 miles an hour, and I'm driving very, very carefully. A tire, if your tire has a hole in it, you can patch it and blow it up with this machine. It also blows up pool floaties. It also came with a charger, a wall charger, but that's at my house. So the wind gets really bad here, so what I'm doing right here is I'm taking the latch off the front of it so that I can open up my car, and I just use the little hook to keep it open. The huge thing right in front of me, which I will point at in just 1 second, that is my coolant, and right below it is my windshield wiper fluid, and then my huge cover covers my battery, so my battery's in the front of my car. I do not have a frunk like a Tesla. And then what I'm pointing at now is right where how you would change your headlights if your headlights were to go out. Mine did go out and I had to replace it. It was super easy to replace. You just screw off the back of it and put in a new headlight. So that was super nice. And so on the inside, you have your gears, park, reverse, neutral, drive, and they are buttons, and it's super fun. These are your windows, which is kind of an odd place. Locking the doors in this car is very, very different. You push in this handle and that locks the doors. When starting the car, right now it's on, we turn it off. So now it's off, but you don't hear anything when you start the car other than that bing, but there's not any like root noise, which is kind of different. You can't tell if the car's on or not. The front two seats are heated. It is a 4-seater car. The back seats are very small though, and they are not meant for large people. You have 2 cup holders here, 2 cup holders for the back. You have an aux cord and a charging thing here. You also have a 12-volt DC. You have a cup holder that came with your Fiat manual. You have cruise control, like any car has cruise control. You have your headlights on this side, your windshield wipers, back, front on this side, blinkers, same thing. A lot of cars, electric cars, have regenerative braking. This one has regenerative braking, but when you regenerative brake, it is not as intense as it would be in like a Tesla. Your Tesla will come to a complete stop if you take your foot off the accelerator. This car is a lot more lenient in giving on that. You're still gonna come to a rolling stop very slowly. You have your radio. You have your media, which my phone would be connected, but we're filming a video. You have your navigation, and you can do drive to. You have home, favorite, address, my location, point of interest, points on map, longitude, latitude, position of last stop. That is super nice. I've only used it a couple times just because since you only have your 80-mile range, everything within 80 miles of me I can get to. But if you're really bad at directions, phone would be your phone. It has hands-free, so I can talk on my car. And then, if you look on my screen in front of me, you can see there's the motor power. So when I'm driving and I speed up really fast, my motor power will go really high. And when I brake, it goes negative because it's charging. And then when I brake, it goes to charge. And when I speed up really fast, it goes to power. If I'm going 70 miles an hour, it's also more in the power. I can click through my options. So this is my trip, my tire pressure, that's super nice, and my front of my car, but my car is black and not. But when I open a door, it opens the door on there. I think that's super cute. You can turn up your brightness, or when my headlights are off. You have your menu. Scroll down through these. This is a 2017 Fiat. You can turn on your AC, pick the heat, pick what temp, like how your fan speed. You have emergency brake, some stuff for this stuff. So I've had this car for 1 year, like I said. It does do a lot better in the summer. It's a really small car, so you would think that it might do really, really bad on wintry roads. It does amazing on wintry roads. I was driving a Ford Focus before this, and this does way better than the Ford Focus did. It is very heavy because of the battery, so it actually doesn't slide very much. I also have taken this car to the dump after it rains where it's super muddy, and I'm like, I'm gonna get stuck. This car did just fine, didn't get stuck. In Minnesota though, we do have a lot of really crappy roads with a lot of potholes. When I bought my car at a used car dealership in Minneapolis, and they only sell used electric cars, he told me try to avoid potholes because you could possibly bottom out because you do not have, your tires are very close to the ground. So that is a little bit tricky, but it just makes driving a little bit more fun. It's a really good car for 16-year-olds or for someone who first got their license, because you can track them within about 80 to 100 miles because they can't go very far unless they want to charge for 2-3 hours. It's also a very good car if you already have, because most households have more than one car. If you want, this car, since it's fully electric, I just charge it at my house. Normally in a 12-volt outlet charger, like just plug it into the wall, because my parents use the charger for their cars, and I just charge it overnight, and then my car's fully charged, even though I'm only charging it super, super slowly. But when I do go somewhere, I can charge it at like 6.7 kilowatts an hour. So if this would be a very good second car for a family, because it could be a good running errands, just getting around town for super cheap. It's also a lot of fun. It's probably the most fun you'll get in a car for $9,000. It's super, super speedy. It's super fast. It's super easy to drive. The control of the steering wheel is great. You do have your mirror that goes behind you, and then you also have the mirror that shows your blind spot, which is super nice. You can always see if someone's in your blind spot. This button here, which I didn't know what it did for the longest time, is for at night when a car behind you may have really, really bright headlights, or they have their high beams on, and then it's blinding you. If you click this button, it turns it on, and after a second, it kind of turns the thing blue, and then it won't have the car lights behind you really shine into your eyes and hurt your eyes, which is super nice. Where's that coming from? So, in order to charge my car, I use my wall charger normally. So you plug it into the wall first, you wait a second until all that goes green. Here, we'll unplug it in. So it goes off, you plug it in, you wait, it's red, wait a second, it'll turn green, all those dots will fill up, and then you just stick it into this one. It's a J1772 port, just if you were wondering. And then you come around to the front and you wait a second. This tells you it's charging, so I was almost at 100%. I was so each dot represents 20% of the battery. So I'm in the top 20% right now. It just blinks when it's charging. My parents drive Teslas, so if I needed to charge faster, then that would take about 17 hours to go from 0 to full, which is a very long time. If I needed to go somewhere in a short period of time that's a long distance away, I would use the Tesla charger, but this is obviously a Tesla port and not a J1772 port, so I have an adapter. If I just stick this onto here and push this in, I will say this is a lot of work to get into here. It seems like this is a little bit too small. You probably could just sand down the inside, make it a little bit easier, and then you just take this and put this in, super easy. And then my car will charge in about 3 hours. This is for about 10% to full. So that's pretty efficient. I use app on my phone. So the app is called ChargePoint. I just clicked on it. It opens up the app. So it just shows you where all the chargers are all over the United States, maybe the world. I've never tried to go out of the world to charge my car. But it just, the green ones are the ones that it for sure knows are working and active. So I've charged this Shakopee charger before, so I was just going to go show you it because I know how it works. So it tells you what kind of charger it is, if it's available, the times it's most popular, how much it costs to charge, how far away it is, directions to it. You can also go into your account and see how much money you have in your account, where you've lost charge, how much it costs to charge at each of those places. Some places charge you a flat fee, some places charge you per kilowatt hour. Really depends. Some places are completely free. That Shakopee charger is completely free at that Hy-Vee. There's some emojis for your like car icon things, I guess you could use. I also have another app called PlugShare. PlugShare shows you where all chargers are. ChargePoint, like, you can like pay and like use the charger. PlugShare just shows you where the chargers are, and people can leave a lot more people leave reviews on this app. So I went back to the exact same charger. I was just showing you some around, but I went back to the exact same charger I was at on ChargePoint, and it tells you this is a wall charger somewhere that I clicked on by accident. But I'm like, oh, I'll just show you this one. But if you go back to that Shakopee charger, it says J1772, so it's a J1772 charger. It shows you a picture of someone charging up front, tells you where it is, a little description, what there is to do there. Some people left reviews, how fast they were charging, what car they were driving when they were charging there. It's super nice, super easy to use. I just got this in the mail. It's my ChargePoint card, so I can either hold this up to the machine and then it'll just charge the app, or I can just use like Apple Pay on my phone, but it's not Apple Pay, it's ChargePoint, just like an Apple Card thing though, which is super efficient. And also you can just go on it, it shows you where all the chargers are, and then tells you how much they cost and if they're free or not. So, in conclusion, I highly recommend this car for anyone who is just a family who's looking to get their new driver a car. This is a great car for that. Or any family who already has a car and thinking to get another car that's just for around town. This is an amazing around town car. It's super efficient, it's super fun, it's super fast, it's super quiet. When you pull up, you don't hear anything. So yeah.